Is Raleigh a good place for families? Stay tuned to find out.
All right, so we're talking specifically about Raleigh in this video, in Raleigh alone, and we're going to break it down into 4 different sections. We're going to talk about safety, we're going to talk about education, we're going to talk about activities for kids, and we're going to talk about the weather. So kicking it off with safety, obviously there's a couple things that go into that. Natural disasters go into that, crime goes into that. So when it comes to crime in Raleigh, there's a couple different surveys that we'll look at. Niche.com has Raleigh as a C, and the reason for that is it has property crime as a little bit lower than national average, and it has violent crime actually a little bit higher than the national average. But when you look at studies that compare large cities to large cities, because obviously that's pulling in all kinds of different sizes of cities, and one in particular study was Money Geek, which had Raleigh as the 14th safest city in the country, large city in the country. So Raleigh, compared to other large cities, actually performs pretty well.
Yeah, so it's going to perform better than a lot of other large cities around here. And then, like we said, this video is just about Raleigh, so that's not looking at the triangle as a whole. Each different area is going to have its own ratings, and there are fair housing laws. We can't say like this area is good, this area is bad, but this information is public record and out there for you to search for, so that's something to definitely consider.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so another aspect of safety is natural disasters. So honestly, probably one of the biggest questions we get, one of the questions asked most often is, do you get hurricanes? And obviously, if you're looking at a map, Raleigh is not on the coast, but it's close enough to the coast that some folks get somewhat worried. And we typically don't. I mean, it's not impossible for our area to get a hurricane. Typically by the time a storm makes it to our region, it's a tropical storm or less, and so the winds aren't as severe. We definitely don't get like any kind of storm surge that you would get on the coast. But we do get, like a tropical storm is going to have a decent amount of rain and a decent amount of wind, and there's obviously a lot of trees in our area that will come down as a result of that, but it's nothing like if you lived at the coast.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely very different than if you actually lived at the beach, or especially very different than if you lived somewhere like Florida or something like that. Like, it is not like that here. And the last time we had a hurricane that had like really bad effects in Raleigh was really back in the 90s with Hurricane Fran. So it's been a really long time. It's definitely not something you have to like brace yourself for every year or evacuate for on an annual basis or anything like that. And we also don't really have threats of wildfire in our area, or
every once in a while it happens, but it's really rare. It's nothing like a California or something like
nothing
that.
Like it's like every year there's all of these wildfires and hurricanes and stuff. It's typically pretty mild around here. By the way, we are real estate agents in the area, and we would love to work with you, or if you were looking to buy or sell in the area, our contact info is below. We put out videos like this every week, so feel free to like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. All right, so next on the list, and probably what most parents are probably the most concerned about when making a move to a new area, is school. School can feel so overwhelming. You want to be sure as a parent that you are putting your kids somewhere where you're gonna feel like they're safe at school, they're learning a lot, and that they're happy, right? Like, that's how we feel with our kids. And the good news is with Wake County, they have an overall A rating on niche.com. Wake County is the county that houses Raleigh, so all of our schools are within Wake County, so having that A rating is definitely really nice. Obviously, ratings aren't everything, and each school is going to be different and weighted differently, so you're going to have to kind of check like what your actual district is. And also, you have a lot of options of school choice in North Carolina, so lots of options for magnet schools, charter schools, private schools, all kinds of different things. Homeschool co-ops, like very common here, so you definitely have a lot of options as you move into the area. Wake County was also, if athletics are important to you, Wake County Public Schools has the #1 rated athletic program in the state of North Carolina. And when I said
according to niche.com,
and with that A rating too, Wake County schools are the #4 top school system in the state of North Carolina.
All right, so outside of the public education aspect of our area, I think this region in general just has a culture of education. And you really see that in some of the studies that have been done. Wallet Hub did an interesting study ranking the most educated cities in the country, and Raleigh was actually 7th on the list. And a fun fact, Durham, even though we're not talking about Durham, was #4. That just kind of shows how educated this region is, whether it's Durham or Raleigh. But if you look at you know, how this area prioritizes education, it's a really big deal here.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of the reasoning for that is this area, we have the Research Triangle Park, so we have a lot of people moving here to work in jobs that probably require quite a bit of education in the tech space, pharmaceuticals, things of that nature that are housed in RTP. And you also have Duke University, UNC, NC State, just lots going on here with universities and education, so it definitely pulls in a lot of those kind of folks. It does. So as for kid activities and things to do in the Raleigh area, there is so much here for kids to do. You've got so many playgrounds and parks, so many miles of green. There's over 100 miles of Greenway Trail in Raleigh alone. There's a lot of amazing parks in Raleigh itself. And if you're willing to drive a little bit, like into the other suburbs around Raleigh, even more amazing playgrounds just right there. You have the Marbles Kids Museum downtown that is loads of fun for kids. Dorothea Dix Park is going through this major renovation, and that park is going to be incredible for kids. That's actually going to be opening this spring, so very soon. That's going to be
playground
coming.
They're opening there is really amazing looking.
So cool. There's just huge areas there, lots and lots to do there, which is awesome. You're just about 2 hours from the beach, 2 hours from the mountains. So just a ton of opportunities to travel easily to other places while living kind of central here in the Raleigh area. And just, again, it's just an awesome place to raise a family.
It is. All right, so what about the weather? Because obviously the weather matters. You know, you don't want to live in an area, at least I don't want to live in an area where winter's like 9 months, or even where summer is 9 months. And in our region, you get 4 full seasons. So right now we're filming this video. It's pretty early March. The weather's really warm. It's honestly too warm for this jacket. I'm starting to sweat. You're starting to get like the trees blooming, flowers coming. Like, it's just a really beautiful time of year. And so if you want an area that has kind of mild seasons where, you know, or like not a crazy long summer, not a crazy long winter, where your kids can play outside for extended periods of time through the year, the Raleigh area is fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. And Zach said it was mild. Summer is hot. Like, it's
but it's like,
not a mild summer.
But it's not like a Florida summer. You know, it doesn't last for the entire year.
Yeah, it's really just
but it is hot.
Like,
it is hot.
June, July, and August definitely going to be hot and humid here. But, you know, it does come with relief in the fall, and in the winter it's cold. Like, you still need a jacket. And now it's like we're a week out from spring, and it's feels so good to be saying goodbye to that and not being stuck in those like perpetual seasons, you know, so it is great to have those 4 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. We are Zach and Cindy Honeycutt, a couple of real estate agents in the area. So if you are looking to buy or sell, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can find our contact info below, and you can also find us on Instagram.
Yep, we'd love to have you follow along or reach out on Instagram. You can find our account at the Honeycutt Realtors, or if you're interested in restaurants, parks, things going on for kids in the area, you could also follow us over at the RDU Buzz, and we would be happy to message with you there.
Yep, and we'll see y'all next time.